either the collaborative or you're going to use CONNECT as part of your lecture or lab. So you put yes or no. And under the column is saying, would you need help or not? And then put yes or no. Then I will know who would need help and I go around. Perhaps Joy and I will help you set it up for the next week or so. Okay? Just pass this around. So you can see my name is there, say yes or no.
I just want to show you what that assignment looks like for the students. All right, so I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on it so you see what it looks like. It says launch the reading assignment as a student, so this is what they're going to see. So I can click here, they'll click here, and then they'll get a list of structures. And then, let's just do histology of bone. They have to go through here and then basically click each one and it will label, you know, what structures, what part of that, right? And they have to do that for basically whatever we choose from this list, right? So now, this is where we have to change things, right? If we use CONNECT, we cannot use the exact same list of structures that we have right now because it's not listed that way here, right? So what I'm doing right now is I'm creating a new list and I'll be happy to share this with you so that you can provide this to your students. Your students know exactly what they need to focus on as they study.
You can edit that?
No, but you can choose from this. So for example, I'm making the list right now, keeping as close to what the students are supposed to learn as possible.
So you can take and add on that?
No, you'll just give them a list.
Oh, separate.
Yeah, you'll tell them, okay, for this assignment, these are the structures that you're responsible for. And then they have to go through all of this, okay?
So what they have to do with safety revealed in the lab?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, yes, Andy.
I think what maybe brought up a good point is that we have a master list where the students have to know these terms, but they have to go and find out what it is. And so what happened, can you go back to the previous slide, so the module there? In those modules that has the model, up there in the corner, yeah. So all of these will have the terms that we think that is important for us. So rather than to tell, you know, we're going to tell the students, hey, go into the bone longitudinal section and study the compact bone periosteum, right?
And then they will have to, so in histology of bone, they will have to learn all of these terms, which are the terms they're supposed to know from our list, okay?
So before we continue, so Naydu volunteered to make the list for the bone, compact bone. If you can see the rest of the syllabus, we need really just 6 more. I could do the anatomy, the neurons and stuff like that, and just go through those modules and make a list, and we'll share it to you with you. But then we have 2 other ones, like digestive system and special sense. Actually, special sense is part of the nervous system, so you can do that. So, you know, if anyone want to do, maybe Eugene will do that and pick out the select list. We'll make it out, and then we'll share it with the students and say, hey, if you do go to CONNECT, point to this and study this.
So this is what they, and then, see, to me, this is not enough for them to just look at it and click on it and then see the picture highlight. So you can, what I'm planning on doing is giving them, for the same lab, another assignment, another reading assignment, but in this case, it's going to be practice the skeletal system. So in this one, they're blanks, and they have to test themselves. They have to drag the appropriate term to the right area. And again, you can set up these assignments within a limited amount of time to ensure that the students are doing the amount of work that they're required to do. That they're only spending 3 hours, you know, working on this, even if they're at home.
So most likely the exam or practical of CONNECT is going to be similar to that.
So this is what I'm going to show you, right? So those will be the assignments you can provide to them, right? Let's say every week you'll set up your own assignment, whether it's 1, whether it's 2. But then what this allows you to do is you can create the tests using those same exact models. So I can go to, again, add assignment, and I go to question bank. But in this case, and you know, as we get near testing, we can review this topic. We have to go to this one, the course-wide content. And then here you could choose the module. So I'm just sticking with the skeletal system. Wait a minute, no, I chose the wrong one. Let's say I do this one. I chose that. So they have to basically label. So it's very interactive. They have to, you can choose this, it's based on the model. They have to drag the appropriate term, right? And then you can add as many questions as you want. You could say, add this question. And then I'm creating this test, right? I can add another question. Go back to the skeletal system. You know, you can get as many questions as you want. 13-row column. Click on it, I don't know what it looks like. Right? So it's very interactive and is using the models. It will generate the test. Let's just say that I'm only having So once you have all the questions that you want, you can name the assignment. Let's say that this is gonna be test number 2. You can start. You know, when do you want the exam? At what time do you want it to start? When do you want it to end? It has to match. That's it, right? Do you want to accept late submissions? No. So automatically submit when it's due. This is going to be an exam, so you click on exam. And this key up here allows you to choose even more specific things. So for example, do you want to give them a time limit? Do you want them to allow to print things? Should the questions always be in the same order? How many attempts are they allowed? 1 or multiple? You can edit all of these things. How many attempts? If you allow more than 1 attempt, will you give them partial credit if they get it right the second time? Like you could do all of these things. And once you set it, you know, based on your preferences, the exam will be there. You can assign it, and now the test will be there. Except it will only become visible to the students at the very exact time that they're supposed to take it. When the students take the exam, the program will automatically grade the exam and provide you with their score. And it'll just give you a summary of all the scores of all the students.
We're also trying to work with Jennifer regarding SOD student. How certain student can have like additional time.
Yeah, we need to figure that out. I don't know how to set up, how to give certain students extra time. We're waiting to hear from that.
Maybe make an SSB assignment, just make a different assignment, and they have to take that one, and it has a longer time.
But then they will be available to all the students in the course.
But it's not acceptable for them. You can, if they take that test, it's.
Or you would have to set up
Yeah.
a separate course with only
SSD
your
course.
SSD students.
Yeah.
So that way you can time it separate. That's a good idea.
But, yeah, even though in Blackboard, you can set time limits for specific students.
Yeah, so that's gonna be, and here we are not sure yet. We're still waiting to hear back from Jennifer about that. So this is one alternative to continuing our A&P labs for the rest of the semester. Yes.
So when they do this, they don't type in their answers, right? They just click and drag, so it's not spelling anymore. It's just become a matching exam.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna show you now how we can do it in Blackboard, okay? But again, in Blackboard, it requires that we build our own bank of images, and then you have to input, and then how do we give them the assignments? How do we get them to spend 3 hours reviewing how? That I'm not sure, but you're right. In the exams through Blackboard, you can edit, you know, a lot more in your way. You can come up with your own questions, you can insert, you can do fill in the blanks, or you could do, this is much easier.
Yes, I agree.
Well,
So-
at least they don't have to worry about spelling. Yeah. Yes, Eugene.
Yeah.
Thank you, Naydu.
They said a line.
My question is, let's say you have lab on Friday from 12 to 3, okay? And I'm gonna sit around my computer from 12 to 3 as the instructor, and they're gonna meet me on this virtual space here. How can I interact with them during that time?
Through Blackboard.
No, but can I do it?
No.
Now,
So connect is, they could just show up at that time for those 3 hours, but I don't need to be at my computer at that time.
no.
I could be taking a walk.
You could be, but you spend the 3 hours preparing for it.
That's right. No, I know that. It's just that you don't have the interaction. That's
Right.
all I wanna know.
So this is, but then again, you could, the way that labs are set up, you could set up the test for 1 hour within this and that, and then the students will have to log in through Blackboard, and then you can, through Blackboard, what is it called? Collaborate. Then you'll be able to interact with them and present them the new information or discuss the topics, so that would be more interactive.
Right. Interesting.
So do you want to show what it looks like in Blackboard, or does anybody have any more questions?
I actually have one more question. Could Connect also be used for lecture?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
So what I was sharing with everybody a little bit earlier was that they are giving our students access to the Atlas and AP Reveal for free, right? There's no, we don't have to do anything about it. They're just gonna provide us with the codes. She offered that we can also use their lecture book, either, I think she said McKinley, the latest edition. And she said, you know, you'll be able to set up your own lecture course. The students will have access to the online book where they can read and highlight. You can give them assignments based on readings. You can make exams based on those topics. The only thing they ask is that we complete a survey or provide them some feedback at the end of the semester. That's all, that's the payback they want, which I thought
So,
was.
another nice thing with the Connect is that, as the list of the attendant kind of check out, see who needs help, Naydu was able to, say, share what she created to at least 10 people, right? And so if, let's say she shared with me, and I'm trying to ask the Jennifer, if I have it, can I share it to the next 10 people, for example? So then, in essence, really, they do just create the master thing list, and then you just share it, and everyone will have the same copy if you choose to. That's one way. That's another way to do that as well. Particularly if someone who's not, inclined to do too much on the internet.
So in other words, you're saying that, for example, Naydu could prepare a particular lab and share it with the rest of us?
I can share it with up to 10 people.
I see.
But what I think, what Andy was thinking was that one of those 10 people can then share it with another 10,
I see.
and on until we distribute it amongst
Interesting.
all ourselves. And as far as I understand, sorry, let's say that I create my own assignments, but I share them with you.
Right.
You can look at my assignments and decide to edit them or keep them as is. So
Right, and you wouldn't have to necessarily create the lab on your own. You might work with somebody else here to jointly do the skeletal lab, and then we'll share it with other people.
That's a possibility. Again, it's, even though it's very user-friendly, I agree with Scott, it's limited.
Yeah.
It's limited. The other thing we could do, and what I was, we can also use the AP Revealed. So this is another option. We can select here, and the students have access to this. Right, so for example, we can, in fact, using AP Reveal, we can keep the same list we have now and ask the students, okay, go on AP Revealed, identify the femur, identify the humerus, right? And then they have to navigate to be able to find it. I'm waiting to hear how we can incorporate these pictures into the exam. Right? Because as of right now, it's not letting me choose the images from AP Reveal to put in the exam. So she's gonna talk to the technology people at McGraw, and then she's gonna let us know. Because this way, you know, they'll have a lot. They'll have a list based on the atlas, and then they'll have their master list, which will be the same as we're using now, but then they'll have to find it on AP Reveal. So that's another possibility. Yeah.
So we can talk about the test a little bit later. We're gonna talk about the collaborate.
All right, yeah, so right now you wanna talk about Blackboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Andy's gonna show us Blackboard. There's somebody logged in here. No, but is that Bonita's face? That looks like,
She's looking at it.
it looks like her picture up here, I can't tell. Oh, I think you have to choose from here. Laptop?
Yeah.
Let me change your device.
It's coming. Takes a little bit of time. Like a flash drive takes a little bit of time to
What?
install.
It takes time?
Now, the only difference is that this one has
Because
cameras.
you have enough files in there. Have you heard of folders?
Thanks.
Oh, no, definitely even forward. Roll down again.
All right, doesn't show. Well, should I wait? Okay, the idea here is that now we have options, right? One option, if you want, now, I think what Naydu have already gave a great presentation regarding the lab and how we were able to use CONNET to complement to what our lab. We can use the module they have, and like Eugene said, that just share that with a student. Alternatively, for the lab, if you want, you can have using this Collaborate Ultra, so that, you know, like if you use class schedule for Wednesday at 2, you're going to meet your student at Wednesday at 2, and you're going to interact with them, you know, during that time period.
Can they see you?
Yes, that's the idea.
Well, if
So
you
that-
have a camera on your computer.
That's the only difference between my laptop that have the camera and this one that doesn't have a camera.
So our computers here don't have, cameras. What about the computers in the lab?
Let's see.
You can get a webcam to
Yeah, and I can give us webcam as well, even?
I'm sorry?
Email that.
Here, switch over the laptop. If it doesn't work, then it's fine.
No, it says no signal. Because what we could do is we can keep coming to the class and just, you know, do collaborate to an empty classroom. You know, we're just, you know, we're online and we show them the models sorry? I couldn't hear.
I was saying like sports are doing, they're playing.
Ah, yeah. Like the NCAA. I mean, that would be another way to guarantee that we have continuity, that we have continued contact with the students, you know, and that we are following the syllabus as closely as we can. That's another way.
Yes, so we're gonna
Okay.
put
Even AIM people, they're not teaching.
So,
everybody.
IT people, Blackboard people will offer a workshop that you can go to that trains you how to use these Collaborate programs. I make copies for these so you can follow along. So what we would want it to do is you would log into your Blackboard normally, right? And let's say, for example, I wanted to make this course, my 301 lecture, right, into a virtual lab or virtual lecture, for example. You will click on that, like normally you get. And depending on apparently the browser that you use, actually you don't want to use, actually they don't want people to use the Google Chrome, they want people to use Firefox. But there's two ways that you can add new content, create this virtual lab, right? So you can go up here, say content area.
You have to click on it.
Right, okay. So there's another one that I have down here as well, content. If it's not, you can always go up here to this and add the content. So what you do is you go to here, add content, and you know how like normally you would like load the PowerPoint presentation? Okay. So you kind of do the similar thing. I actually add one already, but you can say content. I should use Firefox. So building a content, and content folder. That's what you want to click on, content folder, and say you want to say virtual lab 2 or something like that if you want. Yes. You can leave that blank for me. So now you have a virtual classroom and virtual lab. This one I created. I'm gonna show you two parts. First part is that you have to create the content, right? And then the second part is how to use it on certain days. You have a question?
Yeah, Andrew, it says here in the thing that the virtual classroom menu is all the way at the bottom. And it said move it up.
Well, so
Is it down?
you can put this virtual classroom any place you want it. It could be part of the content of your class, right? Which normally that's what I
You
do.
talk about that left side menu that has all the
Yeah,
comments.
or you can put it on the right-hand side as part of the content. Yes, either way, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it says it's there
That's right.
already. That's what I'm trying to say.
The virtual, no, it's not there. It's under content you have to create.
Oh, okay.
Create and then say virtual classroom.
Oh, okay.
So, in other words, we just got to this step, right?
Yeah.
It just makes this virtual lab 2. And you click on that. It's likely a little different from mine.
It is when you
So
open it.
so when you click on that lab 2, go under over here. Say new. Do you guys see new page?
Yeah.
And say content folder right there.
Uh-huh.
That's what you want. You want to create a content folder. And then content folder, you can say, let's say you are interested in doing the integument system. Track the number of users, do everything that, like, submit. And under tools, and then under more tools, and then over here, it should be tools. And then more tools. Can you guys gather around my computer laptop?
Why don't you try the other,
Oh,
don't
Firefox.
use Google Chrome.
Andrew,
Question? Yeah,
Andrew,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave soon. I wanted to ask a question. How can we use content in Blackboard at the same time for lab?
Yes, that's what I wanted to share with you, is that when you uses the Collaborate Ultra, you can share the content with your student, whatever you're seeing, so then you can talk over that, and you can highlight it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
So, but I log into both, or they log into both, or
So
both?
essentially what you're gonna do is, you're going to have that virtual classroom, and you're gonna designate the visit time, etc. And when it's available for the student. So let's say your lab is, or your lecture is from 2 to 5. At 2 o'clock, actually the student can log in 15 minutes early. So say 1:45, they can log in. And so like 2 o'clock, you can start. So the start is, you can just put in recording, you know, so then the student can see you, and I don't think you can see the student. But then on the right-hand side, you can share the content with your student.
And the content would be Connect?
No, that's different. This is the content that normally your PowerPoint that you would use.
But how do I interact with the students when they are on Connect?
No, we're completely different here. Connect is one platform.
Right?
What I'm telling you now is only the lecture part, if you will, okay? Now, if you want to use the 10 or 15 minute of your lab and use this virtual classroom, you can do that, but it won't be compatible. I don't think you can do Connect. So let's see, or they have Firefox here?
Or use Explorer, no?
Oh, yes. Even Explorer is there. All right, so I think we're here. Nice. So, content's here. If you don't see this content, what Michael alluded to, you can come up here and add the content. Add module, add content, but I have one already to say content. And I created already lab 2, say here. And in here, see this tool?
You hold that up?
Huh?
Yeah, you should show the.
What?
Zoom in a little.
Zoom in. Alright. Tools, more tool. And over here, see how I say Blackboard Collaborate Ultra? You're gonna click on that. And just say, that's fine, Collaborate Ultra. I will track my student and submit. And so essentially, this is what you want. Right? You're gonna click on that. And it's actually looking for the camera, but they don't have it here. So this course room unlock available. See there's 3 dots over here. You can click on that and say if you want to join the course, we can do that. So let's say, for example, you wanted to give a course, a lecture on integrated system, yeah? So the 3 dot below, let's see, edit setting. The nice thing here is that we can set the time. Let's say March 19 is your normal class, and at 3, it starts at 3 and it ends at 6. And over here is that this is the default. You can let the student basically log in 15 minutes early. And here's the other nice thing is that, and there's some students who don't have access to the internet. The student can dial in using their phone, so they can listen to the conversation, but they can't see the content. So I think that's all set. Save that.
Do you take attendance in the culture?
It keeps
You
track
can.
of who logs in.
Yeah, so that's essentially what we're going to do that now. Is like, let's say we're going to join the course now at that time, and it's looking for can't join the course.
You have to use Google
Then
Chrome.
you Firefox.
If you do, I think it's function F7, switch the laptop and do function F7 on your laptop, it should pick up your laptop. Did anybody know that, there's that trick?
Function F7?
The blue.
Projector CD computer.
Oh,
There's a
email.
way of doing that.
Right, I think.
F7, just
I
F7.
think it's function F7, different on different computers. No, you have to do it on
Your laptop.
You select laptop on the podium, and then you do function F7, and it'll look, I mean, it might not be
PC?
function
Is
F7.
your laptop
Laptop.
still plugged in?
Yes.
Is it still plugged in?
It's plugged.
Control F7.
Function F7, I think it is. Different on different machines, though. What's annoying, it's not standardized.
That's F7, F8, F9.